man. So first fight on there that I got to watch was Tiger Johnson, which he got a stoppage in the sixth round, I believe. He looked sharp in the fight. Definitely was looking for far as him getting a stoppage, you know what I'm saying? But definitely Tiger Johnson had a good stoppage in the fight where I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for him. He's at 147, man, and I see Top Rank just slowly for surely building him up. And shout out to Tiger Johnson, man, Delonte Johnson, man, Ohio guy, man. You know what I'm saying? You already know I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, so when it come up to boxing for us Ohio, I'm going to talk about it in general and depth a lot. And this is one of them guys, man, for sure, man. Tiger Johnson. So I'm excited to see what he does next coming up. Great win for him. I want to see a step up fight for him next at 147 from Top Rank. I don't know who they got out there for him, but I definitely want to see a step up fight. You know what I'm saying, for him. But that was the first fight that I got to watch. Second fight, Emiliano Vargas versus Giovanni Gonzalez. Man, this was crazy. Crazy. Miliana Vargas, man, he was sharp in the fight, I can say, for real. This was a guy that, when we said in the predictions, which is, by the way, I got all of my predictions right from yesterday, from Friday when me and Doobie was live Friday, which is that episode is uploaded right now because we was talking about Bud Crawford downplaying his careers on that actual episode, but then we got the predictions from the Meyer Ryan card up on the channel right now. You can go see the predictions to see if I'm lying or not. But all my predictions for the fights for Meyer Ryan card and the Zepeda Farmer card was right last night. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't bet on it, so kind of ass that I didn't bet on it. But yeah, man. In general, though, man, Emiliano Vargas versus Giovanni, man, Gonzalez, man. He got a second round stoppage. Dude, Giovanni Gonzalez just wasn't ready for the fight, man. He wasn't game, man. He wasn't game for this fight at all, bro. And Miliana Vargas, obviously, he showed that he was just levels above this guy. And, Emiliano Vargas, man, it's kind of interesting with him. He was on there. He was, talking after the fight, showing a little bit of respect to Keyshawn and stuff like that. But he said that he's a guy that's coming up in that 135 division, and he's definitely a name to be reckoned with. So curious to see how he goes. And another thing about Vargas as well, um, he did mention in the interview before he fought Giovanni Gonzalez, where he said that he definitely looking forward to a possible super fight with Abdullah Mason down the line. And that's something that really caught my eye where I was like, Top Rank, they would be amazing to put that together down the line, man. Maybe sometime, maybe next year, maybe, or depending on how their careers go and how things shake up. But because both of those guys are big guys, and those guys possibly they may not even be at 135 long. You know what I'm saying? They may jump up to 140 possibly, but just in general, that's a good super fight for Top Rank in general, an in-house fight to make. Two upcoming guys in the same division, both got knockout ability, both got great skills. Um, I want to see that, man. Abdullah Mason versus Emiliano Vargas would be a great fight for Top Rank to make, man. And hopefully down the line they can make that fight happen, man. But good fight for Emiliano Vargas, man. He did what he's supposed to do. Step on dude. He got a second round knockout. Salute to him, man, for sure. So third fight, Bruce Carrington versus Enrique Vivas. Now, Bruce, it was looking a little crazy at first, man. But then Bruce, I think he had a little rust. It felt like a little bit, but Bruce picked it up, and he just demolished this guy Enrique Vivas, man. In the predictions with me and my boy Doobie's ring. Salute to my boy. We was saying that I said I had Bruce getting probably winning by I had him winning by decision. But I said if he got a knockout, it'll probably be like a late round knockout, possibly because when he got his stoppage um, earlier last year in June 2024 against Brian Garcia, he had a late round stoppage, like a stoppage in a later in a later of the fight. And this guy, he stepped on him, man. He had a third round stoppage yesterday against Enrique Vivas, man. He made him look like he was nothing, man. And Vivas, he was slow, bro. Like he was mad slow, bro. That it was just crazy. Like Shushu was just way faster than him in the ring, man. And Shushu had great. He had sharp defense. Um, he set up his shots well. He invested in the body. A beautiful performance by Shushu last night, man. I was definitely appreciative to see Shushu fight the way he fought last night, man. And Shushu, after the fight, man, you end up calling out all the guys, man. One thing we do know, you are the number one mandatory to Stephen Fulton and Rafael Espinosa, man. And they asked you about Espinosa, and you said that you've been talking about that fight since last year and everything, and you want the fight and stuff. And just to sidebar, just to throw something in there, um, daggone Oshaki Foster and Stephen Fulton, they're currently in negotiations to possibly fight on the Tank Roach rematch card in June 21st. And that seals that fight right there to where like, okay, you got two guys that's unifying in the 130-pound division. Okay. Next guy up is Angelo Leo and Rafael Espinosa. Rafael Espinosa's on top rank. You're number one. You're the mandatory for his belt. Top rank. Go ahead and make that happen, man. I said it on the pod the other night, man, where I was like, yo, make the fight happen, man. Put the fight on, man, with Shushu and Rafael Espinosa. Shushu, he said he wants a title shot immediately. Hey, that's the one right there. You know what I mean? Make that fight happen, man. So hopefully that Shushu can get that title shot. I think he's definitely ready to go ahead and take upon that shot. Definitely be a tall task with Rafael Espinosa. But that's an amazing fight to make, and hopefully they make that fight happen, man, for sure, man. But salute to Shushu on his third round knockout yesterday, man. He had a great performance, man, for sure, man. You did. So, fourth fight, man, on the Meyer Ryan 2 card. Brian Norman Jr. versus Derek Cuevas, man. So it was kind of crazy in this fight, man. We was thinking this fight was going to be a little tough a little bit, even though I had Brian Norman Jr. winning this fight regardless. I said personally I had him by a mid round knockout, but he ended up getting a third round knockout yesterday, man. Definitely stepped on Derek Cuevas. Like stepped on him. And Cuevas, he was looking a little tricky in the first couple of rounds. That was the crazy part. Like he was like how he was taking some of his angles and stuff, and he had fast hands. And Brian Norman, he just stuck to his game plan, attacking the body and taking certain angles. He didn't, come forward too aggressive. He picked his shots where he was aggressive and put on pressure on Cuevas, and it definitely paid dividends. Obviously, man, he ended up stopping Derek Cuevas where he ended up quitting in the third round, man. Pretty much, he knocked him down, and then it was over. So, good look from Brian Norman yesterday, man, for sure, man. I said on my show last week and going in to this week where I was like, hey, Brian Norman, I need to see something, man. You've been doing a lot of talking, man. You and your pops, y'all been doing a lot of so we got to see something, man. It showed me something, and he definitely showed us something last night, man, for sure. And after the fight, post-fight interview, he was on there. He was basically saying that he wants to definitely unify, But he's not going to wait on them guys and stuff. He knows that Stenionis and Boots is on the horizon coming up in a couple of weeks. He's not willing to wait on those guys. He's going to take care of his business. And he was real kind of commanding, like, oh, this the Brian Norman show. Like basically saying like he here, like this is his time now and everything. So real confident from Brian Norman the way he was talking, man, the other day, last night after the fight. But I mean, he really wasn't trying to say many names and stuff to us, talking to who he's going to fight. But he definitely ensured that he definitely wants to fight, the other champions. He would definitely like to fight the winner of Boots Stenionis that's happening April 12th in Atlantic City in New Jersey in a couple of weeks, which is, one thing, like I said before, as far as that whole scenario in general, to me, in my opinion, if, Boots can get past Stenionis, I would shoot for a fight with either Barrios or Norman. He already tried Norman. It wouldn't be much to try revisit that fight, I would assume, possibly. But Barrios may be the easier fight possibly to make. I don't know. It just depends what type of time man Barrios is on. If he's willing to try to unify, you know what I'm saying. He may want to unify, possibly seeing how Boots and Stenionis look like. He may probably be on the set, probably over there looking like, okay, let me see how that fight play out and see how both of them look, and then I may go ahead and take a fight with one of them guys if they look like they got some vulnerability or whatsoever, or or I may go ahead and try to see if I can fight Devin Haney if Devin Haney gets past, his couple oppositions, whatever, which is probably that Devin Haney got two fights going on right now. So championship stuff with Mario Barrios is not happening no time soon right now. You know what I'm saying? But um Norman should try to unify though. He definitely should try to unify for sure, man. For real. Like I mean, it ain't really that many guys at 147 to fight over there. So you can probably see Norman probably fight another, kind of like, voluntary fight that's a contender maybe at 147 or a mandatory fight that he has going on. Let me see. Let me look at the rankings or there to see who one of the guys in his division, his part. Okay, so at 147 for Alexis Rocha is the number one. He's the number one. He's the mandatory right now for Brian Norman. But Jen Sasaki is number two. And I think Jen Sasaki is the guy that pulled up. I think he's the guy that came up to Brian Norman after the fight last night. And he was talking to him about fighting and stuff like that and everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's a fight that probably might be next. Brian Norman Jr. versus Jen Sasaki probably might be next for him. And Top Ranker would make that fight happen. They look like that's the fight they're going to end up making for sure. But salute to Brian Norman, man, for sure. Interesting to see if he ends up fighting the winner of Boots Stenionis, if he tries to make that happen, or he tries to fight Mario Barrios in a unification with him, or he ends up fighting Alexis Rocha or Jen Sasaki, which is me most likely. To me, what it looks like from what I'm seeing from him, Brian Norman Jr. is probably going to fight Jen Sasaki next because he's the number two guy in the WBO at 147, and he's a guy that pulled up on him after his fight last night with Derek Quavers and talked about fighting him and everything. And, Norm was agreeing to fight him and everything. So that looked like that's going to be the fight to make, too. Both guys on Top Rank as well. So moving forward, main event, man, MIKAELA Meyer versus Sandy Ryan, man. This was an amazing fight last night, I got to say. Just the overall, man, let me give a salute to Top Rank, man, because I mean, of course, a lot of these fights wasn't 50-50 fights. Like the fight that was close, that was probably be a 50-50 fight was the Brian Norman Derek Quavers fight. That's probably the closest fight for real that was 50-50. But a lot of these fights was just showcases where, some of their up and coming names that they have going on for sure. You feel me? And MIKAELA Meyer and Sandy Ryan, they They set the bar for the night, man, for sure, man. They was the fight of the night. Performance of the night, I can say honestly, if I had to pick on this card, performance of the night, I would say Brian Norman Jr. For sure, his performance was the best on this card, for real, in my opinion. The way he chopped down Derek Quavis, in my opinion. But on to Maya versus Ryan. Um, I had Meyer winning the fight for real. It was a close fight. Sandy Ryan did some good work. Like it seemed like she was more accurate, but Meyer was putting in the more work for us, the output. You know what I'm saying? Being more active. And she was landing a lot of shots on Sandy Ryan. You know what I mean? Sandy Ryan was doing a lot of holding and stuff. And then, they headbutt each other a lot, a couple of times to where it had MIKAELA Meyer leaking a little bit above the eye a little bit. But this was a banger of a fight, man. Definitely a great fight for women's boxing. They definitely put on for women's boxing last night, man. Salute to these women for the fight that they put on. And does this fight need a rematch? Because obviously Meyer, she won by was it by a majority decision last night? I want to say it was by, yeah, no, it was by unanimous last night. So the first fight she won by a split decision. The second fight she won by unanimous decision last night, and I thought she won clear to me. It wasn't no big controversial for us to fight last night, man. But great fight from Sandy Ryan. She fought a great fight. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like she should have been more active. You know what I mean? Meyer, she made the fight. She controlled the pace of the fight throughout the whole time, as far as just activity, just pressure, just nonstop on Sandy Ryan. Sandy Ryan couldn't breathe. You know what I'm saying? Barely. You know what I'm saying? Maya was just all over the whole fight, man. And it was just amazing fight for women's boxing last night between these two women last night. And salute to them, man, for sure, man. They definitely put on. Maya retained her title, man, and curious to see what's next for her, man, for sure, man. At that 147-pound division in the women's column. You feel me? But let's get to the meat and bones of the night from last night. Williams